Welcome to the Women Who Hunt podcast, a space where we share real stories from the field, celebrate women in the outdoors and inspire the next generation of hunters. From first-time adventures to lifelong pursuits, this is where passion and community meet. The Women Who Hunt podcast is proudly supported by Gun Traders Australia, Australia's trusted marketplace for hunters and shooters. Visit guntraders.com.au and be part of the community, as well as the Hunting Australia Facebook group, the country's leading online hunting and outdoors community, bringing together over 100,000 passionate hunters who live and breathe the hunting lifestyle. Hunting Australia is now officially a club you can join. Join today at huntoz.com.au and use the discount code GUNTRADERS to receive 10% off your membership. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Welcome back to the Women Who Hunt podcast. Today we're joined by Denise, co-owner of CQ Scopes in Theodore, Queensland, and the driving force behind the Queensland Arms Fairs that are held in Beenleigh, Maryborough and Toowoomba. Denise not only helps keep these iconic events alive, but she also is putting Theodore firmly on the map with her business and leadership in the community. Thank you so much for joining us today, Denise.
You're most welcome.
So, can you share with myself and our listeners how you first got involved in the outdoor and shooting community?
Oh, well, Paul was been involved for a very long time in that type of thing, collecting, shooting, hunting, and other clubs and things, so I pretty much got dragged into it. It was a nice way for us to spend time together in the outdoors with the kids and stuff. So yeah.
So you used to go out, and what would you do when you were out doing that sort of stuff?
Oh, Paul would be the one hunting, and I would be the gatherer.
What does gathering look like?
Oh well, I would do, like, he would go shoot a rabbit, we would cook it up, that type of thing. So,
yep.
Yeah.
So you do the cooking?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much always do the cooking, yes.
Yeah, nice. And that was with yourself and the
three kids.
And the three kids?
Yeah. When we first moved to Theodore, that was a big thing for us.
Yep.
To go and explore the local area.
Yep.
Like being new to town and new to living in a small town rather than living in Brisbane. It was a very big thing for us to go exploring on people's properties. So, of course, we had permission to go on their properties and have a look around and camp out, take tents and stuff, and could do a bit of spotlighting and things like that.
Yeah, nice. And so what inspired you and Paul to start CQ Scopes?
Paul got into commercial shooting, so he was roos and pigs, and we realised there was a gap in the market for a scope that was wholly and solely for commercial shooters, wildlife harvesting. So we developed a line of scopes, had them produced in China, and yeah, that's where it all started. We were one of the first ones to sort of do that type of scope. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was you guys side by side doing the development, working all of that stuff out and bringing them in?
Yes, that's the way it went, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Theodore, I love Theodore because we used to go out to Baralabar to the fishing comp out there for the Saratoga. So as soon as I heard that you guys were from Theodore, I was like, oh my goodness, I love it out there. But you wouldn't normally think of Theodore as a place to build a business like that. How do you go building a business in a smaller community like that?
Well, we started out by the opportunity came up to buy the news agency. So we purchased that in 2006. And then that's when the scopes had been made before that. So we thought, well, this is a good opportunity to build onto the news agency. So that's when we bought that. We put the scopes into the store, started gradually building the CQ Scopes part of it into a standalone viable business.
Yeah, nice. And do you still run the news agents now?
No, we sold that. So 7 days a week got a bit too much after 17 years.
Yeah.
So we passed on the news agency, to someone younger, and now we just do the CQ Scopes part of it.
Yeah, nice. And so what do you think sets CQ Scopes apart for your customers?
Well, it's probably like our knowledge base, because we are in a lot of different. So we offer a lot of other services because of our interests. So our knowledge, first of all, our knowledge base. If we don't know something, we do research, try and source what the customer is after, and that usually ensures a buyer returns.
Yep.
The other services that we offer have all stemmed from our interests, so our experience is quite broad.
So what are some of those other interests that you've got?
Well, we're both members of Pistol Club. We run weapons safety training courses at the Pistol Club, which has become pretty much monthly because of the amount of people that really want to do weapons safety courses.
Yeah, okay.
And we have also created a collectors society, like historical collectors society. So if anyone's into collecting, have a look at the website for that. It's a long one. It's an acronym is AAMMHS. So it's Australian Arms, Ammunition, Military. Oh, I think I've got it wrong. Australian Arms, Munitions, Militaria Historical Society.
Okay.
It's a long one.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's all about collecting. We've got, I think we're up to around 50 to 60 members now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we started that in 2019, I think that started.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So talk to us about a collectors society. So what sort of people join the society? What do you guys offer as part of that society? What does that look like?
So we've got the website up, and if you become a member if you decide you want to collect firearms particularly, but it can be about collecting anything really, any like militaria, but we more help out with the firearms side of it. If you want to get a collector's license for collecting the firearms,
Yep.
Paul can offer help with the actual application. And then once you've got that, to put a weapon onto a collector's license, you really have to have quite a few pages of information, why and which covers what the weapon is and basically why it fits into your collection.
Yeah,
so you have to have a theme for your collection.
Yeah.
And that's all on the website. Once you're a member, you get access to all Paul's forms that he's created, templates basically for adding weapons to your collection.
Sounds pretty involved. So being part of a society like that would certainly cut through some of that uncertainty, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's very helpful for people who are just starting out and don't really know how to go about it. So all the information's there, and they can email to ask questions or give Paul a call.
Yeah.
There's lots of avenues there.
Yeah, cool. And so how do you stay connected with the hunters and the shooters across Queensland and Australia while you're based in Theodore? How does that work?
First of all, we're always at every arms fair getting our name out there.
Yep.
We've just had our website rebuilt, so it's still a work in progress, but still worth checking out. We're sort of only up to about 180 items on there so far, but it's time consuming getting all the stuff on there.
Yep.
We also have 10 sub-agents that sell all around central Queensland that have a very big range of ammo and some accessories. So that's another way that everything's out there. And for instance, we had a call yesterday, someone wanting ammo in Theodore, but because we weren't there, he didn't have to miss out because we have ammo in town at our at the local hardware store as well. So and there's 10 others of those around central Queensland selling our.
All right,
our
tell me
stuff.
where. Give me some suburbs of where people can find
Ralston.
you. Yeah.
At Ag Traders, Biggenden Ag Traders.
Yep.
We have Mitre 10 in Mowra. We have Total Rural in Theodore, Total Rural in Baralaba. We have Calliope CRT, Gladstone Feed Barn, Rocky Feed and Seed, the Caves General Store,
Yep.
and Yeppoon Cap Coast Rural.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. So that's a big presence in that northern Queensland space.
Yeah,
So,
it makes it we do a trip usually every 6 weeks to stock them all up.
oh, wow.
So, yep.
So another feather in your cap.
Yes. Yeah.
You like being busy, don't you?
Yeah, better than being bored, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
We have 2 eBay stores, so there's around 3,000 lines on those. But, yeah, the whole point of having the website is that there's a lot of things we can't have on eBay. So we've got the website to put all those other types of things on that can't go on eBay.
So talk to me about eBay. Like, how do you keep that maintained? How does that all work?
eBay's pretty easy now that we've been on it for, I think we've probably 20 years of eBay.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
We started out with the original scope line on eBay. Then once we really built up our stock lines, we started putting it all on eBay. The Mondays are always a busy day packing parcels. So
yeah.
The best Monday we ever had over the years has been 82 parcels on a Monday. Now that's a big trip to the post office taking that many parcels.
82?
82.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And who does the packing?
Me. Sometimes Paul helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Monday morning you go in, you open the shop, check eBay. What does that look like for you on a Monday morning?
Sometimes if we anticipate it being busy, we might start the data entry on Friday or Saturday. So because we've been away this time, that's what we do while we're away from home. We still do the data entry, and when we get back home, we will pack all these parcels on Monday morning before the post goes at 2:00. So
Yeah. Busy.
Yes, busy.
And so what do you reckon is the most rewarding part of running a business?
Probably the best part about it is the freedom, pretty much, where, as I said before, we have a routine, but the only real thing that absolutely has to be done by a time is pack those parcels, and there's parcels every day.
Yep.
So 1:00 we like to get everything to the post office.
Yep.
But that's probably the best thing, because we have the time to attend the arms fairs. We're not tied to a shop as we were with the news agency.
So you kind of get to choose your own adventure about what each day looks like for you and that sort of stuff?
Apart from that, set parcels at the post office, anything else is just, sleep in if we want to.
So let's have a chat about the Queensland Arms Fairs, and for those listeners who have followed my journey on Gun Traders Australia, you'll know what huge advocates we are for the Queensland Arms Fairs, and that's how I originally got to meet Denise, and so we absolutely love it. And as we're talking to you right now, we're sitting at Paul and Denise's property in Toowoomba. We've just had a massive big day at the Toowoomba Arms Fair. So, Denise, can I get you to talk me through what running an arms fair, like how did that journey begin? What motivated you guys to start doing the arms fairs the way that y'all are doing them? And because I can't speak highly enough of them. They're just such an amazing community event. So what did the beginning look like?
Well, Paul started doing the arms fairs on his own as a vendor with the optics that we had custom made. After a few years of him doing it on his own, he said, "Oh, why don't you come along?" So I went to one that was the Toowoomba one, because we still had the news agency. We still had to be open 7 days a week. Had to be back in the shop at a timely moment to just for the normal weekly stuff. So then I started getting involved, started meeting people, and really loved it. So then started going to more and more.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
So he started and kind of was like, "Oh, can you come and give me a hand?" Because it was getting really busy, or what?
That was it. Yeah, he got to the point where one table started out with probably one table, I think it was, and then decided, okay, I'm going to take different stuff this time along the scopes, and then grew the whole range of stuff that he took to the shows. For a very long time, it was just optics, and then we started taking ammo, and then he said, well, it's a gun show, we should probably take guns.
Yeah.
So then we started taking the guns, and then at that point we had a van, which then became too small, so we had to buy a truck. Now he says the truck's too small. The amount of stuff that we take is probably a bit over the top, but it's like, you still can't have everything there. Someone will still come up and say, have you got this? And I'll say, in my shop. But why don't you have it here?
Because I can't bring a whole pot. And so I watch you bump in day, you're on point, you're focused, you're setting those tables up, you're putting the tablecloths in, you're getting all of the things organised. You are like a well-oiled machine. It's like magic to watch. So, and you set the bar really high, because I can remember the first time we bumped into a show and I've looked over and I didn't know who you were, and I'm like, who is this weapon and how is she making that stall look like that? So what happens, what does making a show like that, what does the behind the scenes look like? So for anyone that hasn't even thought about, how does this stuff get to an arms fair, hasn't been to an arms fair yet, talk me through like the lead up to an arms fair, like a week out. What's that look like for you right up until doors open?
So really the preparation, behind the scenes preparation, starts 3 months before that date.
Oh, wow.
Because the application to weapons licensing, which can only be done on a collector's license, which Paul has. I have one too, but I haven't ever had the arms fairs put onto my, I've never done the application on my collector's license. We decided we'll just leave it with Paul. So putting that application in is something like a 20-page document.
What do they want to know on it?
Oh, they want to know everything. And then once that part of it's done, we wait and wait and wait for that permit to be approved. And at times it's only been approved less than a week before the show. But Paul's on the phone.
Excuse the pun, bullets. He's sweating bullets up until then.
Paul's on the phone. But at the moment, he's got a very good contact. So whenever he needs to find out anything, if this person's available, that works out really well. So, but it's a quite a good process before that part of it happens. And then in the meantime, we're checking which vendors are coming, phone call after phone call saying, will you be attending, how many tables do you want, et cetera, et cetera.
So who's making those phone calls?
Both of us do that. And then next thing will be table plans. So then once we know what vendors are coming, we will sit and do the floor plan up and juggle it all around, which generally when we get there and we're setting up the tables, it gets changed slightly.
Yeah.
But because you get newbies come in who just want one table and you put this person over there, and then when you get there and you're setting up the tables and you think that's not going to work, that person's going somewhere else.
Yeah. So it'd be like a bit of a game of Tetris to begin with.
Pretty much. Once like for the first Maryborough one, it was just a bit of juggling type of thing. But once people get their spots, they generally like to keep them.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's better for the customers coming in. They know they want to go see this vendor. They know where they are. They don't have to go, oh, no, they're not there this time. No, they're down there.
Yeah.
They know, customers know, like to know where the vendor is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always a good thing.
If you have to kind of play Tetris and move, the vendor's usually pretty accommodating and kind of happy.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
There's a couple of vendors that don't like to be moved, but that's fine. We always know. And some people have specifications like, I need power, so you try and work in with them as best as possible.
Yep. Yep. Big job.
Very much so, but very, very rewarding.
What do you reckon's the most rewarding part about it?
Probably, I don't know, seeing how many people come through is pretty good, especially when you're standing at the ticket office before 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And look out there and see how many people are waiting to come in.
Well, I did, as we always do, Ethan and I did the queue walk this morning at Toowoomba, and we just kept walking. And we just kept walking and the line just kept going and it was like all the way out to the car park, and we kind of looked at each other. We were like, oh my goodness, how big is this show? Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is a good feeling seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the flood of people come in and it's like...
the rush.
Yeah. So do you have a favourite Arms Fair story or a moment that stands out for you?
That's a really tough one because there's a lot. So my answer is pretty much two things rolled into one.
Yeah.
So firstly, I think it's about the friendships that we've actually formed. It's become like a big family get-together without the bickering type of thing, because most shows we get to hang out, we camp out with a lot of the vendors, and we sit and we all cook together and we just sit around and talk shit pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's so supportive of each other and the industry. So that's one really good thing. And that's really what led us to start the Maryborough Arms Fair. And that one is 100% our show, our event, and the first one was very successful and we were very happy with that.
Yeah.
So in many respects, for the population in Maryborough, compared to other shows, the Maryborough show is kind of probably bigger in some respects, customer-wise and that type of thing, compared to the Maryborough, the metro ones sort of thing.
It was massive when we went there. We were just like, it is crazy, like crazy big, crazy busy.
Yes, it was.
And I can 100% vouch for the community feel that you guys build in these arms fairs. Like, we wouldn't keep coming back time and time again if it wasn't for the work and the effort that you guys, and it really is, it's about that support network, and so that shouldn't go unchecked or unrecognised. So that's an absolute credit to you for making that such a welcoming and friendly environment for newbies to come in and stay. Yeah,
so that the satisfaction and elation we had from that first show, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the pinnacle. But it would never have been possible without that support from the gun show family, basically.
So are there any special shout outs that you want to have?
Yeah, definitely. I'd really like to make a special mention of Bob Millis. I'll probably get a lump in my throat. Bob Millis from RJ Militaria. He's no longer with us. He passed away in May last year. But he was, we met him before we started going to the shows. He was in the Air Force and he was always travelling through Theodore. He was always after odd bits and pieces, gun parts, things like that. And he always called in every trip to see if we had anything. And then, we really got to know them. He was just a really special man.
Yeah.
And, I really valued his friendship and his advice, mentorship, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
And his son, Ben?
Ben, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Ben's taken on the business now. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and that's a credit to you guys. Like, he's happy to continue going and flying the flag for Dad, who's done that for all those
many years.
And mentoring you guys and everyone else that was part of the Arms Fair.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you see the role of the Arms Fair evolving in the next few years?
Arms fairs are about collecting and learning about history. We're aiming to educate people that guns are not all bad, but the whole show is not only about guns. We're collectors and things like that. We're trying to attract the next generation of hunters and collectors.
Yeah.
There's something to interest most people there. Special interest, history, displays, other unique items. Lots of these type of things need to be preserved.
So talk to me about some of the history preservation stuff. So you've got quite a few people coming through as vendors that are showcasing some of this stuff that should really be preserved. So what sort of stuff do they have on their stands?
You got me there. You had to throw one in, didn't you? There's people that have lots of military badges and patches, all sorts of trench art, old weapons that are 200 years old, lots of things that restricted category stuff that's always deactivated. So it can go on a collector's license. There's just a lot of stuff that's items that are, real history.
So talk to me about this deactivated. What does that mean?
Well, to have a firearm deactivated, it has to be done by a real armourer. And I'm not 100% over that, but I know they have to weld up all the important parts.
So it can't be fired?
No, it can't be fired at all.
So it's just a display item for historical preservation purposes?
That's right.
Yeah, cool. So you're a woman in the firearms industry and you have been for quite some time now, and you're very much the driving force behind these events. How do you see women's voices and their leadership shaping the future of our hunting and shooting community?
To that, I would sort of say don't be afraid to give anything a go. At our weapons safety courses, there's around 20% female attendance. So
has that increased?
It has, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot more women coming through now.
Yeah.
The women, I'm not trying to bag men or anything, but the women listen a lot better at the safety course. Paul's a really good instructor. And he makes it light and fun and usually has someone to pick on, but it's usually a woman that he picks on. But it does take the pressure off type of thing and makes people a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
But the women definitely listen better, and then they might be a bit hesitant in the beginning, but once you get to the prac, they're usually feeling a bit better about themselves, and afterwards it's a big sense of achievement for a lot of these women.
Yeah. That's awesome to hear that there's heaps more women coming through these safety courses. How often do you run them?
Usually monthly, just dependent on how many other commitments we have, such as gun shows and other things.
So the safety courses, is that like a day long? How long do the
Usually we tell people to plan for start at 9, finish by 4 o'clock. It's usually a little earlier than that, but depending on how many people, how much, and how many helpers we have as well. Yeah. It's okay for the theory part because that's all done, everyone's done together.
Yeah.
But when you get to the prac, it's one-on-one.
Yep.
And if we only have 1 or 2 helpers, it can take a while to get through them. How many do you
normally have in a safety course?
We like to usually cap it at about 12. We have had, the biggest has been 22.
Yeah.
But at that point, I think that particular day we may have had 5 or 6 people helping with the prac.
Yeah.
So it gets it through a lot quicker.
So I'm imagining that those safety courses would be a little bit of a mini arms fair to organise. Would that be?
Yeah, probably not quite as intense.
Yeah.
Our RTO is really good to work with.
Yeah.
So all that happens is someone expresses their interest, we send them a link, they go to that link, fill in all their information, and then we have their details. They turn up on the day and we give them a form and they fill it in and we just send it to the RTO. So it's not too much for us, other than making sure we're there on time, making sure everyone else is there on time, and having all the right paperwork, having all the right firearms for the categories that the students are wanting to get their licence for.
So they do a live fire at that time as well?
They do, yes. Yep. We do the morning session is all the theory, then we have lunch, and then they go out onto the range and go through all the parts of the rifle, etc., and then one-on-one after that to have a shoot. Yeah,
nice. So what advice would you give to another woman who might be wanting to start their own business or step into leadership in the firearms industry?
Well, as Nike said, just do it. Do research, talk to people in the industry and make a lot of notes. Start out with a rough plan that you can tweak as you go. Try to find a gap in the market or that thing that inspires you. It's helpful when it's something that you really love. Real world experiences a really good thing to help you evolve your business once you're there. There's nothing wrong with changing the way you do things occasionally. They call that innovation.
Yeah. So you reckon roll the sleeves up and give it a crack?
Just get in there and give it a crack.
Yeah.
If you fail, you can always try again.
Yeah. Take the lessons and apply it. Yeah.
Yep.
So what's next for CQ Scopes and the Arms Fairs?
Well, we're going back to the original where we started, right at the beginning where we developed the scope line. We're looking at importing some new things. So that's sort of the way we're going at the moment. As for the arms fairs, we would love to expand our events statewide. Yeah. We've had requests from as far away as Cairns pretty much, but I mean, that's a logistics thing. But so, yeah, we would really love to be able to find a suitable venue. A couple more places in Queensland would be great. Yeah. So if anyone has a venue that vendors can camp out at, fully lockable venue, we need to find something else somewhere else too.
There's your call to action, ladies. If you're up North Queensland and you want to see an arms fair up your way, start thinking about doors to be knocking on, so that we can expand it up to northern Queensland. So how can people support you and your business and the events that you organise?
Well, we have plenty of options. We have our website, eBay, and if you are after something that you can't find on our website or eBay, you can give us a call or send us an email. We're happy to try and source pretty much anything. Paul's very good at sourcing lots of odd things.
So what's your website address?
cqscopes.com.au.
Oh, nice easy one. And arms fair dates, arms fair information, usual spot, guntraders.com.au, and also
Queensland Arms Fairs website, queenslandarmsfairs.com.
queenslandarmsfairs.com. Well, thank you so much for your time, Denise. Thank you for sharing your stories, and thank you for all of your support. And I can honestly, hand on heart, say that if it wasn't for you and your welcoming presence, you wouldn't have this rowdy crew coming and annoying you every single time.
We love it. That's what we love about it. It's just so much fun.
It really is.
Yep.
It really is. So if you're listening, check out CQ Scopes. Remember to attend your next arms fair. Boots on the ground mean that we get the support, which means that we get to do more and more of these events. So get out there, come and check it out, come and say g'day. Please follow Women Who Hunt on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Please subscribe or follow whatever we do in podcast land for future episodes. And really thank everyone for tuning in and listening. And again, thank you so much, Denise, for jumping on. I really appreciate it, mate.
You're most welcome.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.
Bye.